I'm Max Martin. I'm graduating in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And this summer and into the fall, I will be attending the United States Military Academy at West Point. I do remember my confirmation Bible verse. It's John 15:5. You are the branches, those who abide in me, and I in them will bear much fruit, because apart from me, you can do nothing. And so I just really felt like this was a really good way to sum up quickly what I believe and what I think like the church believes. But I think it just summed up my faith in just like, without God, I can't do anything. But with God, like I will become like the best I can be. The most meaningful experience I've had at First Lutheran was probably the Metagoshi trip I took a couple years ago, because I got really close to and Bella Tooley on that trip. I believe she was there. I became really close with them, and like we'd always like I'd been in youth group for a couple of years with them, but we weren't really like close friends or even, you know, acquaintances really. And so we became really close on that trip. And also I got to really know the whole group there. We still talk a fair amount, and we send each other like grad invites and stuff. So just having those relationships with people who live in North Dakota and everything, and we just gelled really quickly at that camp. And so like for that week, it was just crazy. And like just being able to be open with my faith with people that I like kind of barely knew, it taught me a lot. And I also learned a lot about my faith during that time. Certainly think my faith is going to play a big role in my future, and I've made important strides that I would be able to continue attending church and making sure that I have a strong faith community around me in the future, which is why the United States military services that I can go to, and a pretty strong faith community, more than you might expect there. And so I certainly think it's going to play a role, because Jesus isn't going to leave. So I definitely think it's going to play an important role in my life, and especially when I'm going through things that are tough, including basic training, and when I'm out in the force doing things that I might have never expected or might not have wanted to do. Just tough experiences, like I'm always going to have Jesus on to lean on and get me through it.
So my name is Sophie Jansa. I'm graduated from O'Gorman High School, and I will be playing golf at Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska. I'm not sure what my major is yet, but hopefully I'll figure that out soon. Probably my grandparents. They are really involved at church, and I really look up to them for that. And I always help out whenever I can. If they ever need help, like my grandma loves to help out with the bazaar all the time, and she's just really involved in the church. And I just really admire that about her. So, the major knee surgery that I had after my freshman year, it took about 9 to 12 months for recovery. I didn't know if I couldn't play golf or do anything for at least 6 months. Had crutches, huge knee brace and everything, and that just really tested my faith and I just didn't really know why it had to happen, I guess. I mean, it was just a fluke thing for them to find. If I never would have injured it first, they never would have found the rest of what happened. So I missed out on so much, and I just didn't know why it had to happen to me. But, you know, looking back, it really wasn't that long. I didn't really miss out on that much. So putting it in perspective, wasn't really that big of a deal, but back then it was really big, and I got through it, and it turned out all okay. So.
Hi, my name is Taylor Neely. I'm graduating from O'Gorman High School, and I will be going to the University of Nebraska next year and majoring in health, nutrition, and exercise sciences, and going into pre-med. Something I will miss the most about my life now is not being able to see my dog every day and not being able to see my parents. Tyler will be down there, obviously, so I'll see him when I want to. Not all the time, for obvious reasons, but yeah, I'll definitely miss my family the most. Person of faith that I admire and that I've learned from is Definitely my mom. She grew up Catholic, and she converted to Lutheranism when she married my dad. And she's very strong in her faith and just kind of taught us how to pray like both my parents did that. She was really strong with it, and I really appreciate that. She helped me shape my faith into what it is today. The most meaningful experience that I've had at First Lutheran wasn't actually at First Lutheran, it was in Peru. And on that mission trip, we got to see a whole new country, obviously, new to me, and meet a lot of different people who didn't speak the same language as I did, and it was amazing how we were still able to connect to them. Definitely a cool experience.
My name is Lindsay Kokenge. I graduated from O'Gorman High School, and I plan on going to SDSU to get my undergrad in nursing and then hopefully eventually go on to get my master's so I can be a midwife or a nurse practitioner. A person of faith that I admire, this might be kind of cheesy, but Colleen, obviously, she's like the first person that comes to mind, not just because she's my grandma, but because everyone in our family sees her as like a complete saint. In all 18 years of my life, I've never heard that woman raise her voice ever. She's very involved with the church, with her religious life. If she's not talking about Jesus at church, she's talking about Jesus at home. It's just kind of an everyday occurrence, and during holidays and everything, she always makes one of the grandkids pray before we eat and all that stuff. And just her entire sense of peace and serenity and compassion, I kind of hope to one day model myself after her, even though obviously it's almost impossible because she's just so calm and sweet to everybody she meets. But I hope one day I could even be 10% of what she is. I am most looking forward to helping people and hopefully making people's lives easier, healthier, and better. And I am totally infatuated with the idea of conception and how an entire human being can just grow inside of another human being. Like, that idea is just insane to me. So hopefully I can bring that passion out into something that can help and empower other women. So I see my faith helping me get through long nights and hard days, but also in gracing me with raising a family, hopefully. And like I said, trying to be like Colleen a little bit in raising my kids. So that I'm calm and collected and I can maybe possibly show faith to my kids through myself in some way. That'd be really cool.
My name is Garrett Masters. I just graduated from Lincoln High School, and my plans were to attend the Minneapolis Institute of Production and Recording, but who knows? We'll see. One of my most meaningful experiences at First Lutheran was definitely, I guess, just being involved in music in general. I guess Larry let me play with the band even when I was a little kid and not very good. And it just helped me to, I met new people, I got better at music, and I got to connect with a bunch of cool people, which was very cool. I guess one time God has surprised me in my life was when my mom died, only for a little bit though. PPR works. And so I guess it just brought everyone, like in our family and stuff, it brought us all closer, and now I guess we're like, it just makes you more aware of, it makes you value what you have a lot more. One song that's really been meaningful to me is Larry's song, Build Up, because I think that's just like a really good, it's a good message, and it's a good kind of way of summing up what, I guess, kind of what like our mission is as Christians, you know. It's not just about like praying, and we're here to do like outreach and stuff and make the community and the world a better place through what we do, you know.
My name is Alyssa Wiseman. I will be graduating from Washington High School, and next year I plan to attend the University of South Dakota. One of the most meaningful experiences I've had at First Lutheran was going to Camp Chautauqua in the summer for an entire week. I loved going kayaking. We went, wind sailing, and I met so many new friendships and was able to worship God throughout that week. Next year, I most look forward to attending the University of South Dakota with majoring in international studies. I look forward to meeting new people and learning about new cultures. I also look forward to being able to get away from home for a little bit and show some independence. Something God surprised me with this year was being able to study abroad in Norway for 4.5 months. I was able to learn a new language. I met so many new people who I will remember for the rest of my life. I learned new ways of life and different cultures, and I look forward to returning to Norway.
Hi, my name is Britta Larson. I'm from Harrisburg High School, and after I graduate, I'll be going to Augie in the fall. A person of faith that I have learned from a lot would be my mom, just because she's always teaching us about things and asking us questions that make us dive a little deeper than we probably would have ourselves. And especially now with not being able to go to church in person, she's really someone that is there for us if we ever have any questions or ask the whys of why the pandemic is going on and things like that. She's really easy to talk to about it. Well, the pandemic has definitely surprised a lot of people, and it's been really hard having my senior year kind of gone, and all the things I was looking forward to are now up in the air. So just being able to lean back on faith and just praying and knowing that it's just a period of time, and knowing that I have everyone at the church with me going all through it together. What I'm looking forward to most about going off to college is just meeting new people and getting like different experiences and getting to go out on my own kind of, even though I'm staying really close, it'll be a very different experience for me, and I'm excited to learn about things that will help me in my career in the future.
I'm Cole Olson. I'll graduate from Beersford High School, and I'm going to Mitchell Tech for agronomy next year. Okay, the most fun thing I've ever done with church is probably the Flathead trip to Montana. We had that was a great group to go with, and that was a whole lot of fun out there. We had great guides, counselors, however you want to say it. But that was a fun trip. What I miss most about how my life is now, my life's pretty simple right now. There's nothing too crazy to it. And I just kind of feeling that as life goes on and I start wrapping up with school and college, and it's just going to get more complicated and not quite as easygoing and simple as it is now. Something God has surprised me with in my life was probably the big decision to move schools and go down to Beersford. Because at the end of my sophomore year of high school at Washington still, I knew that I didn't want to go to Washington or a big school anymore. I wanted to transfer to somewhere smaller. And me and my dad sat down and talked for a while, and we were kind of back and forth between Beersford and Del Rapids. Well, Beersford, we knew some people down there. We knew some of the football coaches, and my dad sent the football coach a text and asked when the summer camp was, and he sent back, or got a text back and said tomorrow. So I went down the next day, and then after that we went down and open enrolled, and then I finished out high school there. So that was just kind of a going into my freshman year of high school, I had no idea that would even be an idea to come forward with, because it's a big change to just drop everything and basically move my life an hour away from home.
My name is Lauren Williams. I went to Harrisburg High School, and next year I will be going to Gustavus Adolphus College.
The most fun time that I've had at church was definitely on the Montana trip last year. I went into it, I didn't really necessarily, I wasn't super close with any of the people that were going, so I was a little nervous about that, but we all came out of it as best friends, and we all still talk to this day, and we just had a really, really fun time, and it was nice to kind of get away from the world for a little bit. I don't know if I have a specific song, but all of the Dakota Road music that Larry sings at youth group, all of that music is just really good, and I don't know, the actions really help. I think I'll just miss the routines that I have with my family, and going to church on Wednesday nights. That was a huge part of my life for 12 years. I think I will miss just the little routines that I have with my family.
Hello, I'm Trinity Edberg. I am graduating from Roosevelt High School this year, and next fall I plan on going to MSU Mankato, Minnesota to study dental/ortho hygiene, hopefully, and possibly minor in studio art. Share one of your most meaningful experiences you have had with First Lutheran Church. So mine isn't one experience, it's kind of just being a part of the whole group and all. I didn't start there freshman year. I actually was introduced to the church from my close friends Molly and Grace, who brought me with them a few times junior year, and then senior year I really wanted to come a lot more, so I came every single time that I could, and it just felt like a really, really close family, not so much just a church group that you had to go to. So I really enjoyed being a part of that, and I felt very welcomed every single time that I came back. And I love everyone in that group, and I missed not going there over quarantine. I'm most looking forward to new beginnings and kind of meeting new people. I think I'm a very social person, and I love getting to know new people. So I'm just excited. I'm going into college not knowing anybody. I'm not going with anybody that I know, so I'm kind of forced to meet new people, make new friends pretty fast, and I'm actually kind of excited for it. So new people and more new experiences. Definitely the people that I have here. It's not like I'm never going to see them again, but it is going to be a lot harder getting to see them as often as I do right now. I do have a lot of close family that does live in town, and it's nice to be able to see them if I want to. So I think I'm just going to miss definitely the people the most. But I'm not going that far, so I'll still be able to come back quite often, I think.
My name is Eli Moore. I graduated from Lincoln High School, and this fall I'm going to go to St. Olaf. A person of faith who has meant a lot to me would probably be my mom. She's always very active and teaching me about everything, and she came from a different church, wherever she was a Christian Reformed or whatever, and she always talks about the differences between Lutherans and the Christian Reforms, and I don't know, just keeping me involved in how these people believe different things and similar things, and she's kept me involved in confirmation. She has encouraged me to go to youth group, but she's been active. She always likes to quiz me about little Bible stuff. She makes fun of me if I don't know it. I don't know, being around my family is always nice. I always enjoy just hanging out with my family, and being away from them might be a learning curve or whatever, but that's what I'll miss. I'll miss being around my old friends who I've grown up with since kindergarten or whatever. But I look forward to making new friends or whatever, and seeing what happens there. Ephesians 2:8. Do I know it word for word? I think it's for it is by grace you have been saved through faith. This is not by your doing. It is it is the gift of God, I think, is mostly what it is. That's the gist of it. I don't know word for word.
Morgan Oscar. I'm graduating from Lincoln High School, and I am planning to go to SDSU in the fall to major in forestry. I'm really looking forward to having an experience outside of the house I've always wanted to be able to have kind of like an independent kind of place to study and work and have like a peer group rather than like an actual class full of just random people. I've always wanted to have people that are going into the same thing as me to talk with. Because I've been kind of a person that's lived in the moment, and throughout my kind of high school experience, I haven't really looked necessarily forward to anything. I've always been like stuck right where I am, but I feel like I'm starting to stretch now. Finally, I'm starting to actually reach out and try to find things to grab onto and to pull myself forward with. And being able to go to college and go through the forestry course and find new people and new friends is something that I really feel that I was pushed towards because I've held on to what I believe in. And my most meaningful experience at First Lutheran was probably during some of the church camps that I've gone through First Lutheran, especially with Marnie, and then being in choir with Bonnie for like my entire childhood was like really just the best thing. Like,
my name is Joel Cruz, graduating Lincoln High School and enlisting in the United States Marines. The thing that I'm looking forward to is, again, new people, and I get to travel around the world a little bit. My job is logistics, so I'm going to be doing shipment management, cargo, convoys, and just get a lot of new experiences that I have not been able to do before. And when I come back from the military, hopefully get to use them in everyday life. I see my faith kind of growing because I see a lot of people, like in the military, people are a lot of praying and stuff like that. And I see myself doing that, trying to help me through everything. And hopefully God will be on my side. So I'm going to miss is mostly everything. Military life is going to be completely different, but still going to miss my family, friends, and just anything I can do. When I come back, I definitely will be doing a lot of stuff, fishing, hanging out with friends, family, as much as I can.
I am not.
I don't.
So,
You just cut it off and like the actions really help. It's hard because I'm like trying to have a conversation